Welcome back to Man of the Spirit. Today we're taking out the kayak and we're shooting some uku, some moo, some papio, and we're getting a ton of fish. We're gonna be breaking out the 3-prong
and loading up on some fish fry. Don't forget to stay for our 1 minute with God.
And today I'm repping the Deep West Outfitter gear right here. If you want to get yours, go ahead and check out their Instagram right here. Hit them up. Best hunting gear that you're gonna find. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and read your Bibles. Shoots! Oh yeah, gonna be an awesome dive. Cannot wait for it. Got the kayak, cooler, wetsuit, buoy, Alchemy, thank you. Nate Wells Speargun, thank you. And of course got the cowabunga. Yeah, so let's get it. What's up, bro?
So right away, jumping in the water, just loaded my gun. Jake's already on an uku. So I run over to give him a backup shot. Maybe one of the worst backup shots I've ever given, but at least I hit the thing and got it through the jaw. Nope.
Nice one, guys. Let it go, one down. Let's go that way.
So I wish I would have got more on film right there, but what happened right after Jake got that uku is a big Galapagos came charging in. Now, I didn't see it. I'm out trying to get another uku, and Jake I get up, I surface, and Jake's in his kayak. He says, huge Galapagos charging, and I just swim straight to the kayak. I had just shot and missed a fish, and I just go straight to the kayak, and I'm like, oh man, a little murky, and I didn't like that. So we ended up getting out of there. Here we see a nice omilu. We dive down. I just got the 3-prong. Jake's got the gun, but the omilu swam off. So I grab a Kole, and I'm going back up. Now we're keeping our eye out, hoping that omilu comes back. But for the time being, got a lot of Koles right here. So we're gonna load up on some Koles. It's dives like these where I just love to enjoy the ocean. I got my gun on my buoy. I got my 3-prong. I could trade off whenever I want to use my gun. I just put my 3-prong on the buoy. When I want to use the 3-prong, I put the gun on the buoy. And places like this that have Mempachi, they have Kole, they have a bunch of different shootable fish. It's a really fun dive. Sometimes when there's so many fish, it's actually kind of hard to decide. When you decide, hey, I'm going to go down for Kole, then you get Kole. Hey, I'm going to go down for Pachis, okay, you get Pachis. But when you just go down, not really sure what you're going to get, you end up just being indecisive like I am right here and not getting much, and then you just end up going back to the surface and kind of wasted a dive in a sense. Right here at the side to help clean the reef a little bit, I see a Roy, and I love 3-pronging Roy. I don't know, there's something about it. I just love hitting them with the 3-prong. They're super easy to shoot, so when you have a 3-prong, it makes it a little more challenging. And of course, you could eat these, you could chum them, help the reef. A lot of people recommend not eating them because they can give you ciguatera. I haven't experienced ciguatera from a roy yet. Got ciguatera from knife jaw, but never from a roy. So up to you. Maybe just don't eat the big ones, but the small ones, they're really good tasting fish. Very much delicacy. It's, you know, a grouper, so it tastes really good. Here you can see Jake going down. He's already got one Kole in his hand. He's going for another one, but as he shoots this one, he drops the other one, and it's still alive. So I end up just blasting because, you know, might as well get the one that already got hit rather than get a new one. So I go up, and you'll hear him at the surface say, "Hey, you could just have that one." And I'm like, sick. And it's always fun when you're both diving for Kole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sick.
Here I see a nice fat roy from the surface, and I dive down. But I end up deciding not to take the shot because I don't want to blast my 120 roller straight into some coral. So he lives to see another day. You always have that one drop on your dive that you just keep thinking of and regret, and this was it right here. This is the drop that I look back and I go, man, I could have done something so much different. So I have a nice big omilu swimming right in, and you can see the surges move my gun, and I take a quick shot and miss it. If I would have been patient, I could have checked under that ledge for it, which I ended up doing, and it was long gone. But I was trying to lead it, and hopefully it swam right into my line of sight, and I took a shot, but it turned around. I couldn't move the gun around quick enough, and I was moving it at an angle instead of moving it streamlined like how you're supposed to move the gun, and I just unfortunately missed the fish. But as I'm checking these caves, which I was hoping the omilu would be in, I see a nice huge roy, and I end up just taking a shot and pulling this big boy out. So second roy of the day, and these are just absolutely beautiful fish.
Yeah, I didn't see the omilu, but I saw this guy.
Yeah. When he shot, I was like, oh, he shoot him. Had him under there.
So now on every dive, I'm checking these shelves because I'm hoping, hey, that omilu we've already seen twice. We saw it the first time, swam away, and then it came back. So maybe I'll see it again in one of these shelves. And as I'm looking under these shelves, I'm still see a bunch of Kole, and I see a nice menpachi on that one, but I got my gun, and I spot this lobster. So I go to grab the lobster, and I miss it, and I was so bummed because the video doesn't do it justice. This was a huge lobster, but because I saw a nice menpachi, I decided to grab my 3-prong, go back to that shelf where I saw the menpachi, and take a chance at hitting this menpachi. And just like that, I was able to land this nice size one. Love when you're bringing them up and they got the orange fins sticking out the top. Just a really cool contrast with the deep blue. So stoked on this menpachi right here. And please don't mind the roosters in my yard. So I got a couple of Kole, a couple of roy, a nice menpachi. Now we got to get some more fish on the board. Now as I level out on this drop, I just see a beautiful sight that every spearer loves to see. Right behind a shelf, and you look up, and there's just a ton of fish. Now these fish are nanui, and they taste delicious. I shoot one, and right there it rips off. And I'm just kicking myself, man, how did I lose that fish? So you could see they're everywhere, even on almost on the surface. They're like mid-water right here. And there's just so many. If you look closely, you can see how many fish there are. So, meanwhile, Jake just got this nice chrome papillo. And so I go over and I film him a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back to hunting these nanui. There's just a ton of life right here, so whenever there's a lot of life, you gotta be really selective. And at least I like to be, because I wanna hit the bigger one, you know? So there's one I just passed up I would have shot. I would shoot that one that's right in front of me if it was by itself. But because there's so many fish, I'm looking for the dozer. I wanna get the big boy. And because of that, I didn't take a shot and I swim back up to the surface. So I'm down here on another dive. And now I'm really wanting to get some fish on the board. Right now I just got a couple of fish, some Kole, nothing major. So I'm really hoping to shoot something, but again, I'm being a little bit indecisive. So I take this third drop and I decide, you know what? I am going to shoot something. So I'm looking in this hole, hopefully gonna find an omilu, or an alua, or maybe one of those chrome papillo. I'm just taking my time, and I see there's some moo behind me before I dropped, but I wanted to look in this hole first. I figured I could always turn around. Now it's gonna burn a lot of energy to move this big gun and to turn around, but at the same time, the moo, since you're facing the opposite direction, they're gonna come in a lot closer. Now I'm trying to creep on this moo right here, but my breath hold is depleting. And when I see that I spooked him, I just decide I'm gonna go up to the surface. Now I still got that itch to shoot a fish. And I got all these nanui still swimming around me. And so I take a drop and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna shoot this dark one. But it swims a little out of my range. But there's another big dark one coming in and it's swimming right in front of my gun. So I just wait and I take the shot and it rips off again. So that's my second nanui that has ripped off due to bad shot placement. Meanwhile, Jake got the uku, got the chrome papillo, and now just got this nice moo. He's also got a kui full of Kole right there. So Jake is just killing it today. And I come over to film him and check out this moo that he got, which is a good, definitely good sized moo right here. So he's just loading up right now. Here I decided to just follow Jake down at the bottom, and this video shows how perfectly camouflaged he is with the coral here. Just green, black, blends right in, and we still got these nanui swimming around us. And this is more of just a scenic clip. Looks pretty cool. See how many fish there are. A very healthy reef system. So now I decide, you know what, I'm gonna stop being so picky and I'm gonna shoot one of these nanui. It doesn't have to be the biggest one. I'm just gonna get something so I could have some poke. And I love poke on these fish. So when you see those ones with the gray stripe in the middle, usually that means they're a little bit bigger than the other ones. But when they get really big, they get nice and dark. So I see one with the gray stripe coming up, boom, take my shot, and nice holding shot. Finally got one on the kui right here. I decided to just get a few more Kole before I call it quits on this dive. I got a lot of Kole. I got a Nanui, got a Minpachi, got a couple of Roy, deciding if I'm going to use that for pig bait or eat them. But here I'm just taking some more Kole and gonna have an awesome party with all these fish fry. So here's my final catch. Got Nanui, Roy, Minpachi, and some Kole. Here's Jake's final catch. You got a Uku, Moo, Chrome Papillo, a bunch of Kole. And here's the catch all together with that Moo almost being cut out at the bottom, but good dive day.
Now it's time for our 1 minute with God. Today we're talking about acting like a man. Let's look at 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1. When the time drew near for David to die, he gave a charge to Solomon his son. I'm about to go the way of all the earth, he said. So be strong, act like a man. King David was this man that is known in the Bible as a man after God's own heart. And he was also a man that, as a teenager, killed lions and bears to protect the sheep that were in his flock. Now, he gives this charge to Solomon, and David was a man of war, a man of fighting incredible wars. And that takes a lot of courage in itself. When the time came for David to die, he gives this charge to his son, and he says, I'm about to die, so be strong and act like a man. And the key thing to acting like a man comes in the next verse, in verse 3. And observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in obedience to him and keep his decrees and commands, his laws and regulations as written in the law of Moses. Do this so that you may prosper in all you do and wherever you go, and that the Lord may keep his promise to me. We live in a world where men want to act like women and women want to act like men. And that's really Satan's strategy, is to reverse the roles that God has placed in relationships. But for us men, I'm talking to men right here, for us men, we've got to follow David's advice and act like men. We don't act like men by putting others down. No, we act like men by protecting those who cannot protect themselves, by helping the weak, defending the people that cannot defend themselves. We act like men, simply put, by obeying the words in the Bible, observing the Lord's command. So I want to challenge you, if you're watching this, act like a man by studying the Bible and applying it to your life. And that's our 1 minute with God. Thank you so much.
If you made it this far, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing, sharing with a friend. I really appreciate the support. If you're interested in coming out to church and worshiping God together, here's the invite. I hope to see you there. God bless.